Hey everyone, how's everyone doing today? Ken here. I had put up a post earlier this morning talking about doing a Facebook Live tonight, and so I decided to shoot this right now for everybody and talk to you guys about marketing. And I had asked you to go ahead and put some ideas into the comments, and I saw a couple good comments in there that I'm going to be talking about today and shedding some light on. So I'm not going to take too long in this Facebook Live, so whoever jumps on, go ahead and feel free to like, comment, and share if you will, and let me know what you're thinking. So I want to talk to you guys first about Instagram. Now, Instagram is growing very quickly every single day. It's actually one of the most popular platforms to market on. And Instagram is becoming increasingly popular to, use in order to share what you are marketing, share what you are giving away as far as information and your opportunity and things like that. And so someone on, I think it was Barry actually, who was commenting on wanting to know about Instagram and how to properly market on there. And I haven't done too much with Instagram, but I do know that you only get one link in your bio, in your description. So you want to make sure that when you are putting a link in there, that you are able to capture somebody as a lead. So you want to be able to get their name and email. So make sure that the link is either to your blog or to a capture page that you created, and that will allow you to gain that person as a lead if they're interested in learning more about what you have to offer. Now, as far as the post that you create, I highly recommend that you use a video. I think Instagram gives you about 15 seconds to create a video. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are, in that video, you are explaining what the person is going to benefit from as a result of opting into whatever it is that you're offering. So say that you have a free giveaway and you're teaching somebody, you're teaching another network marketer, maybe you're teaching them how to overcome objections, or you're teaching them, how to get leads, or you're teaching them, how to call their prospects. There's a multitude of different things that you can teach people and that you can give away for free in exchange for their name and email. Because the whole point of going on to Instagram, is obviously connecting with people and then generating leads so that you can talk to those leads and find out what their pains are, what their struggles are, and offer something to them that's actually going to help them and benefit their situation. So Instagram is huge, really huge. Welcome Deborah, welcome Frank, good to see you guys. So Instagram is really big. Make sure that you're using that on a regular basis. I've just recently started using it pretty frequently, and it's great. Make sure that you're also using hashtags as well. Hashtags is really crucial on Instagram because that is a really great way for people to search for your post. They can find what, if they're typing in a topic like network marketing or affiliate marketing or whatever type of marketing, or maybe they're looking for some encouragement, they're looking for some teaching, some coaching. You can always put your hashtags into your post, and I always put at least 4, 5, 6 hashtags in there so that people will be easily able to connect with me. And I've found that when I use hashtags that, hey Deborah, what's up? I found that when I use hashtags on Instagram that I get so many more likes, so much more engagement from those posts as opposed to when I don't use hashtags. So when I first started, I had no idea really what I was doing on Instagram, and so I would just post photos and I wouldn't do the hashtag thing. But now I do, and I make sure that if I'm going to post something, I'm going to put up a video as well, because video is so important. It really speaks to people, like I'm doing right now. So Instagram is awesome. And then I had another comment on my post as well that was talking about overcoming objections. There's so many common objections nowadays that network marketers encounter on a daily basis, and there's a specific way to deal with them. So you want to be prepared because people are going to give you excuses. They're going to say, well, I don't have the money, or I don't have the time, or, I have to think about it. These are really, really common things that are always coming up whenever you give a presentation or whenever you send your presentation to somebody. You've got to be prepared for the objections. So I want to just kind of go over it with you guys today. Some common ways to handle objections that I've learned recently. And one of the major objections, like I talked about before, was the money issue. A lot of people, they think that they don't have the money, they just can't come up with it. They're too short. They just don't have enough money this month or next month, and they're just scraping by. They can barely pay the bills, right? Well, you know that this opportunity or whatever you're offering to them is going to benefit them, and it's going to help them to get out of the situation that they're in. But they don't necessarily know that. They can't see that. They don't trust it enough. They don't trust in themselves enough to actually make it happen. And so you got to be their coach. You got to have that posture. This is when that posture comes in, is when you really believe in what you are. You really believe in your opportunity. Okay, it's something that's really, really going to change their life. And so they, at the end of the presentation, whether you give the presentation live or if you send it to them, like say in a Facebook message or in a text or something like that, and they watch the video and they'll say, you know what, I'll just use myself for example, you know what, Ken, I can't see spending $100 or $300 or $500, however much the opportunity costs. It's just, I just can't afford it, And what you need to say is, well, I'll just say Mary, for example. Mary, is it really that you don't have the money, or is it just your polite way of saying no? Okay, and then a lot of times people will say, no, it's just really that I just don't have the money. And then you want to kind of do a follow-up question. You want to say, well, okay, well, do you really want to do this though? Can you see yourself doing this? If money wasn't a problem, would you be interested in doing this? And a lot of times they'll say, yeah, I would. And so you can give them one of two different scenarios after they say that they want to do it. And here's one of them. The first question you can ask is, okay, well, who is it that you love the most? Okay, you can say, who do you love the most? And that will kind of throw them off guard. They'll be like, well, I love my mom. I love my mom a lot. Okay, you love your mom. That's great. Well, what if she got thrown in jail tonight? Okay, she got thrown in jail and the bail costs $500. It costs $500 to bail your mom out of jail. So are you going to leave her sitting in jail, or are you going to somehow get her out of jail? Are you going to come up with the $500? And obviously they'll say, well, I'm going to come up with the $500. And you say, well, great. Well, the situation that you're in right now is actually a situation where you are in financial jail. Your current situation, you are barely getting by. You're telling me that you don't have enough money. You're in financial prison. And so let's find a way to find that money for you, and let's change your life. Let's make this thing happen. And that right there will automatically shift their mindset, and they'll think, wow, you're right about that. That's definitely, I never thought of that before. And so that'll work with some people. And there's another way to handle it as well. If they say, well, no, it's just that I don't have enough money. Yes, I really, really want to do it. Well, then you could say, okay, well, if I had the chance to sell you a Ferrari for $500, but the catch was you only had 24 hours in order to purchase that Ferrari from me, would you come up with the money? Yeah, of course I would. Okay, well, you would come up with the $500 for a Ferrari, but you wouldn't come up with the $500 to change your financial future forever, right? And so that's really powerful as well. Now, keep in mind, you've got to have posture here. You've got to have the guts to say these things to people, because sometimes they just can't see past the money issue. Money's been an issue for a long time for them, maybe, and just $300, $400, $500 is just going to kill them. It's going to break them. Well, you got to shift their mindset and put it into a position where they can actually see themselves doing this and changing their life. Okay, so that's a really common objection is the money. A lot of people just don't have the money. Well, shift their mindset. Okay, now there's a second common objection that a lot of people have, and they'll say, well, Ken, I just I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to do this thing. I'm really busy at my job or with my kids or, taking care of my mom or whoever, and they'll come up with excuses and say, I don't see myself having the time to do this. And of course you want to say, well, but aside from the time, just say, aside from the time, do you see this as a good opportunity, as something that you'd really want to do? And usually they'll say, well, yeah, I see myself doing it. It's a great opportunity. And you say, okay, great. Well, if you could put in just a few hours a week, 3 to 4 hours a week, would that be suitable? Would that be something that you think would be doable? And they would normally say, well, yeah, I mean, I guess I could fit in 3 to 4 hours a week. Because here's the thing, guys, a lot of people will think that, working a company will take 30, 40 hours a week. And obviously eventually you want to get to that point where you're transitioning out of your current situation and you're doing it full time. But at first, when you're first starting in a network marketing company, you don't have to put in hours and hours and hours and hours, right at the beginning. 3 to 4 hours a week is going to suffice, especially for the beginner, because they're still learning and you want to help them to transition with their current schedule that they already have. So 2 common objections for you guys, the money issue and the time issue. And everyone's different, everyone's going to react differently, obviously, but these are just 2 tips for you guys that are going to help you when you're out in the field and you're talking to people about your opportunity, when you're doing it through social media. There's these ways work, whether you're doing it in person or doing it through the internet. These ways are just very, very effective. So hope you guys really got some valuable information from this. I'm going to be working on doing a lot more of these Facebook Lives coming up here over the next week, so stay tuned for that. And again, if you got value from this, feel free to like, comment, share, and also hop over to kenmelendez.com. I've got a lot more training over there, many more videos and blog posts for you guys to take advantage of. And you can catch me on YouTube as well. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And have a great night, guys. I will be talking to you very, very soon. Bye-bye.